Putting a shirt on is an important part of dressing oneself and hence can be categorized as a vital activity of daily living. In order to perform the activity, the individual would have to have enough range of motion in their shoulders and elbows for them to pull the shirt over their head and down their torso. The objects required would be the shirt in question. If the shirt has a button hook could be utilized. In terms of physical space, the individual would need enough room to comfortably move their arms in all directions without hitting an obstruction.
The processing skills required to put on a shirt include attention, sequencing, problem solving, and memory. When putting on a shirt, it is important that the individual attends to the task in order to complete the activity. The individual cannot stop halfway through the task, as this would disrupt overall functioning. The sequencing of putting on a shirt consists of 4 steps: threading the left arm, threading the right arm, pulling the shirt over the head, and pulling the shirt down over the trunk. In order to successfully complete the activity, memory is important in the recall of this sequence. An individual would require the processing skill of problem solving when putting on a shirt during any instance that is not typical. For example, putting on a shirt and getting tangled up in the clothing, but figuring out how to become untangled.
While sitting, the individual must extend their arm to grab and pull the shirt closer to their body so it does not fall out of their hands. Minimum strength requirements are needed for this activity. Another strength requirement would be using force to pull the shirt over one's head, although again, these requirements are minimal.
Sufficient vision skills such as quality of vision, visual acuity, and visual field functions might be necessary to stimulate visual awareness of the given environment at different distances for proper functioning. For example, most individuals are accustomed to using their vision to position and align themselves in relation to the shirt and then guide their arms and hands through the corresponding parts of the shirt, such as the sleeve and top openings. Without adequate vision, that might be a challenge. Auditory functions, such as sound detection and discrimination, as well as perception of location and distance of sounds, are not necessarily applicable to this activity. At the very least, they would be minimal requirements tailored to an individual's unique circumstances and/or conditions. There are no particular social demands on the nature of this activity, but when applicable, such as in a treatment setting, one major social skill that may be required is to take heed of directions, as goal-driven social interactions may be needed to carry out the step-by-step process efficiently. In addition, the production of speech and gesticulation may be important for communication, such as addressing questions, concerns, and/or clarification between the client and therapist throughout the process.
In the case of someone with autism spectrum disorder, there would need to be specific adjustments made to the activity in order to accommodate that individual's needs. Oftentimes, individuals with autism can be either sensory-seeking or sensory-avoidant. Sensory-seeking individuals are often not receiving the sensory input that they need to feel comfortable in their environment. Therefore, they seek out additional sensory input in order to function successfully. In this case, the activity could be adapted by wearing tight-fitting clothes. Sensory-avoidant individuals may overreact to their environment, making them overwhelmed. This then causes a drive for avoidance to sensory input. In this case, the activity could be adapted by wearing loose-fitting clothing. By adapting the activity to adhere to the individual's sensory needs, the individual can focus on the assigned task of putting on a shirt and not be distracted by the way the clothing feels against their skin.
This activity can be graded to be more difficult or easier through several ways. The more an individual attends to the idea of what they are seeking or avoiding, the less attention is given to the actual activity at hand. Putting on a shirt can be graded to be easier by wearing the same type of shirt the individual is used to wearing so that no new stimuli is introduced.
They are not used to wearing, such as a different material or texture, or a different style of shirt, such as a collared denim button-down.